Welcome to Lens Island, a game where building, farming, and dungeon crawling all come together into one awesome adventure. Join me as I set up my base of operations, explore mysterious caves, and battle through dark dungeons. This game has a lot to offer, so hop in and let's see what kind of adventure Lens Island has in store for us. So let's begin. Our adventure begins here at Bridgewater Island, so we'll need to do a couple of missions. If you see in the upper right corner, that's the tutorial missions. So I need to follow that so I can learn about the game. So in this game, I think the most fun element is the crit system. So if you time your attack right, when you click while the white circle appears, then you will do a crit damage, and I think it's a really fun concept. So the first thing I plan to do is make a base of operations. So right now we have enough to make one wood foundation. So I gotta chop more wood. So I got started on chopping wood. The crit attacks are definitely really good because it makes things faster. Also, if you notice, the town is actually just really close to me, so I can interact with the people in there. But for now, let's just make our base besides the town. So my plan right now is just a very simple square house. We can expand this later on once we get more materials or more stuff to put in the house. But I think this is enough. The only thing that's missing is a roof. I just went with the most basic thing, just putting flat roofs on top. And I ran out of wood, so it's time to chop more again. I was kind of dumbfounded how my house didn't have any light inside, so I tried making a window, and yeah, there's still no light. So maybe I just need to craft something that gives me light, like this wooden light post right here. Anyways, I crafted myself a bench and a workbench so we can get this started. The last thing I need to complete my tutorial would be to make a campfire. So the workbench, you can just submit materials and you unlock new stuff like recipes and new weapons and gears. Anyways, after that, I just decided to pay the town a visit. So I talked to a couple of the NPCs here. And if you notice, they're selling a couple of stuff. I did not really read her convos. But anyways, so you can either buy and sell stuff. They usually sell their stuff for 5 times the amount that you can sell it for. So yeah, it's a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, you can buy equipment from them using materials and some golds that you have. So currently that's the plan, and I think getting the bow would be nice so we can start hunting animals or something. But since I don't have a bow, I just decided to roll around and whack some creatures until they die or something. But I think this thing that I'm trying to kill is the town cat. I'm so bad. I thought it was a rabbit or something, or a pig, a baby pig. So I was wrong, so I just left it afterwards. Anyways, I just continued my exploration until I found this pillar thing. I'm not really sure what it does, but I then activated it. And after activating this thing, it showed 3 circles on my map. So I guess I have to head over there, and I think the mechanism would enable it to open this door that's closed right now. So yeah, we have a goal now to unlock those blue-purple circle thingies. Also, this is when I realized that you can actually zoom out. And look, I can see more stuff zoomed out like this. There's a random rabbit just walking around there. Maybe I should kill it. There are a couple of barrels as well. They will contain a couple of random stuff like fibers, arrows, and I think wood and stone sometimes, and salvage metals. As you can see, animal hunting is honestly a struggle right now since we don't have a bow. But I am able to keep up with them, so I can just keep rolling and hit them with my sword right now. Or I think it's a knife. Anyways, that exploration didn't last long as I headed back to town and I found myself a cave. So currently my tutorial mission is to mine 3 pieces of iron shards so I can make myself an anvil, and using these iron shards I believe we can upgrade our sword or our tools into the next tier. There were also coal down here, and it is used as fuel for furnaces or other fire sources. But for now I'm just using it to light light post here underground. So I just continued my adventure right now because I just wanted to loot everything that was here before I actually go back home. And there are spider creatures down here. They're not really that dangerous. It takes 3 hits and they die. But kinda annoying though, because when I'm just mining, they tend to attack me and I have to switch my weapon. Anyways, with the loots we got from the mines, we now have an anvil. So this thing is pretty simple. Just drag the tools, then we can upgrade. So right here, we can't really yet. We need some wood. So I got started on chopping a bunch of wood because I want to upgrade like all my tools. I then went back home and upgraded most of the tools that I have. So firstly, the weapon. The weapon is obviously our choice. And now that it's like the iron sword now instead of the iron knife, we now have a skill. I continued upgrading everything from my pickaxe and my axe. I can't really upgrade my hammer, but I can upgrade my torch. Sadly, I don't have the materials or the ability to make the materials yet in order to upgrade this. I can also craft myself this water bucket or watering can. It's pretty simple, just an wood and one iron shard. And now we can start farming, I guess, but I need to learn how to farm. Right now, it's not a priority. We also have a skill tree here, and there's this certain skill that once you unlock, your backpack will not drop if you die. Because the death penalty in this game is when you die, you drop your backpack and all the items in it except for your tools, I believe. So I'm going for that one. So we need to level this up until we get this Master Explorer perk. I also found this brown rock. It's actually clay, and clay is going to be useful later on for a lot of things. Farming. Also, you can make jewels out of clay, and jewels is very useful later on as well for enchanting. So what I'm currently doing right now was to get to like islands in order to activate keystones. If you remember earlier, we activated something like a pillar of rock. So this was pretty dumb of me. I can actually just click the bridge and repair it, but I did not know that that's how it works. So I tried to like make foundation so I can go across, but this was pretty dumb of me. I was close though. As you can see here, I can just like jump over and maybe I can cross now. But still though, yeah, there was an easier, version of like trying to get to the other side. So I struggled so much only to find out that you can actually just go near the bridge and then like repair it. So that's what I did, and here it is. Wow, let's go. So we're going to activate the first keystone. I then found this, I don't know, it looks like an evil thing on the ground, and then spiders spawn from it. So I guess let's say it's a spawner for those spiders. So I need to deal with them as well, because, I don't want like unlimited enemies to keep spawning. But they're not really that difficult to like destroy, so yeah, no problem at all. In my adventures, I will be encountering some of these ancient tablet things, and with this, we can learn how to read the language or something. For now, we can't really read this, but eventually we'll complete this and be able to read it. Now, before we continue, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by StyleCraft X, a hardcore PvPvE extraction shooter set in a massive open world sandbox called the Exclusion Zone. You'll encounter quests, random events, and real players, and it's up to you whether to sneak past or dive into tense firefights. The stakes are high. Whatever you loot, you keep, but if you die, it's gone. You do keep what you had equipped though, so every run becomes a calculated risk. The game also features deep weapon and gear customization with tons of attachments to fit your playstyle, whether you're moving quietly or charging in with a heavy shotgun. If you want quick action, hop into deathmatch or gun game for fast-paced PvP rounds. And if you're into endgame content, check out Wild Zones and huge clan wars. Choose from 4 unique factions, each with their own stories and alliances. It's free to play, so click the link below and grab exclusive rewards with my code. And once again, thank you StyleCraft X for sponsoring this video. So heading inside another cave, it's time to look for more iron because I would need something called hardened steel to upgrade my weapons or my tools to the next tier. And to do that, I would need to, I believe, make a smelter out of these irons and melt these ores and turn them into bars. I spent like a significant amount of time down here in the mines. I just continued exploring and exploring until I couldn't no more. Like I wouldn't have enough material to like fix bridges or something. So with the Explorer skill tree, I actually reduced the amount of materials needed to fix those bridges by 50%. I recently got that ability after reaching level 2. So I of course continued my exploration down here. We'll eventually, you know, find something rare or something. I don't know. I'm hoping I would. If not, then honestly, the iron shards and the coal that I get are enough because we'll be needing a lot of them soon enough. So there's this one thing I didn't know. That if you actually step on campfires, you will burn. And the burn lasts very long. Like, it's crazy how you don't have a way to remove it unless you go inside bodies of water. Also, sleeping in this game moves time forward very fast onto the next day. So that's very convenient and useful if ever like we're gonna start farming or smelting some ores because, you know, time travel. Anyways, for my next thing to do, I tried out the campfire. So there's a lot I can do here. I can start burning raw hides that I got from killing animals and turn them into leather. I don't really have a lot because I sold some, but yeah, anyways, we'll need this later on. So I'm making some. So 3 raw hides turn to 1 tanned leather. So we'll be needing to hunt more animals. So I really need the bow. From all my adventures, I actually got 30 gold already, so I bought myself the bow. So the only problem now is to make arrows. But I got a couple of arrows from destroying barrels as well, so we have some ammunition right now. And here's not me wasting my arrows that I have, but thankfully, you know, the shots that we do right now, the arrows actually just falls to the ground if you hit something and you can pick it back up. There was actually a port here as well where we can buy like fishing gears. Like the fishing pole is only 10 gold, so I decided to buy it. I wanted to try fishing as well. There's also a pirate guy right here that sells sapphire, and oh my god, it's expensive, 15 gold each. And we have this guy right here where you can play blackjack, so you can try gambling to increase your money, but no, gambling, no, bad. You will end up losing, so yeah, we stay away from that. So with the new fishing pole that we have, I tried out fishing. It's a pretty relaxing thing, not until the fish bites, because you have to time your clicks correctly. And if also there's like a red circle, you must not click it or else the line will break. So I tried again. And well, this time no red circle actually showed itself, so I easily got like the fish. So yeah, that's fishing. So yeah, let's continue with our mission. Also, we have the perfect target to try out our bow. So with a couple of quick shots, I did not kill that thing. So I have to chase it down so I can retrieve my arrows. And there we go. So when it dies, it drops the arrows that I shot it with. But I'm not really sure where the arrows that I missed goes. Unless like I hit something. But yeah, I need to point my cursor directly to the animals, or else even if I shoot at the right angle, it will just shoot to where my cursor is and I won't be able to hit it. Also in this little island, I found a couple of chickens, so I, you know, killed them so I can get their feathers, and they don't really drop any chicken meat, just the feathers. And the feathers will be useful later on to make like arrows. I really need to think about making a farm for chickens so we have like stocks on feathers. Anyways, by activating this thing, we have activated the last keystone, and now we have unlocked the main dungeon on Bridgewater Island. Also, I got distracted because I saw this thing where there were like swirling fishes here, so I'm assuming this is a great fishing spot to get like fish. So there's 3 types of fish we can get from here, so I fished here for a bit. So honestly, this thing took a while before I actually caught this. I think around 8 strikes. I got myself a swordfish though. I think it has some value when selling this, so pretty good. So for my next goal right now was to upgrade my workbench. I'm currently trying to find a way to get like a smelter so we can start upgrading our tools. So by unlocking like level 1 of the workbench, we can now craft ourselves a smelter. So we have a fletching table that enables us to craft arrows. We also have a recipe for a boat, a void chest. This thing is really good. You can just place it down, store items, and destroy it, and like keep traveling with a like portable chest on you. So you don't need to return home ASAP. If your inventory is full, you can keep storing it on your void chest. And we have a refinery and a smelter, but I don't have the materials to make those yet, so we gotta gather that first. We also have a spear blueprint, a shield blueprint, and a hammer. It's easy to make this, just some iron shards and wood and fiber. So for now, I headed out to gather a bunch of materials I need in order to craft the new stuff. Basically, I just need a lot of wood. So I crafted myself the shield first because I want some defense in like our future combat. So the shield is honestly pretty great. Like it shields us from like a lot of troubles that would come to our way. So the only downside to the shield is it reduces the roll cooldown by 100%. So we won't be able to roll as frequently to avoid enemy attacks. But we have a shield skill that like dashes forward that does damage, so there's that. As for the next thing I did, I just continued hunting down animals. I needed a lot of these raw hides in order to craft more tanned leather, so yeah, I really need to head out and like kill a bunch of animals. The bow honestly makes my life easier with the hunting, but sometimes I just, I just want to slash them with my melee weapon because I'm running out of arrow, honestly. Because if I miss, the arrows are gone. So going back to our main mission, it's time to unlock the main dungeon on the island. So yeah, I'm pretty dumb right here. I need to activate it from the keystone right here. So we have now unlocked the dungeon and it's time to conquer it. So the good thing about the shield and the torch is that you can use them together. You can actually still have a torch while having your shield. So yeah, convenient, right? Usually in other games or games that I know of, you can't really use a torch and a shield at the same time. But in this game, you can use both of them. So yeah, amazing. So in this dungeon, there are a couple of enemies right here. Bigger versions of the spiders. I guess they are humanoid looking now because they walk. They look like goblins actually. They're not that hard to defeat. Just a couple of hits. And yeah, we're just slowly progressing through this dungeon. I eventually met like elite versions of those gremlins or dark beings. I don't know what to call these things, but let's just call them, I guess, dark beings. So yeah, this thing looks really tough and dangerous. It like summons spikes. It smashes the grounds and like hurls me in the air. And if I stay too long on the spikes, I get damage over time. It's honestly scary. Like I'm dying here, but I'm doing my best. Let's not use our shield so we can go cool down faster. Okay, let's go. Oh my, I almost died. What the hell? So in the dungeons, there are these platform jumping thingies where I keep failing. I'm pretty bad at this. So here I introduce the jump and roll. So I cover more distance if I jump and roll. Also, when I do this, I should really just remove my shield so my roll cooldown is like faster. And what the heck am I doing? I keep failing this. It honestly took me a while before I got used to this mechanic. I eventually mastered it in a way that I don't make dumb mistakes like this. And finally, I reached the other side. So let's go. So earlier, before entering the dungeon, I actually crafted myself the spear, but I haven't really used it yet. And honestly, I'm liking it. Look at this. We have a very safe distance to keep attacking the enemies and we don't get hit. So I'm liking the spear and it's pretty fast as well. But I think the sword was faster, I'm not sure. But still, I like the distance of attack that the spear can cover compared to the sword. I eventually reach an area in the dungeon where there are these blue light line things. So I'm not sure how to call this area, but anyways, if you die in this area, basically everything restarts. This is like, how do I so basically this is like the trial in the dungeon that you need to clear. So it's rather more difficult than the usual just exploring around the dungeon. So as you can see, there are a lot of monsters here and I'm already dying. I really need some potions. What I really didn't know is that there's a buff that if you eat a lot of food, you will keep regenerating like 5 health every 3 seconds or 5 seconds, I believe. So I did not know that yet. Here I died, I lost my bag, so I gotta get back here and loot my stuff. And that's what I did. So I grabbed my bag and now we gotta try this again. But this time I had my full stomach buff. So every couple of seconds I will regenerate some health. And this is how we win. I still haven't noticed it here yet though. But yeah, I was like wondering why I kept healing HP I did not even like consume anything. I was just wondering myself like what's happening. I just didn't know that the buff existed at all. So you just need to like keep eating until your stomach is full and you will receive the buff that regenerates your HP. If I knew this earlier, I probably would have like an easier time. Anyways, we have cleared this trial. Well, not yet. I think there's something remaining that I haven't slain yet. Oh, I did. I killed everything. Alright, let's proceed. But actually, that was, I believe, the last thing that I needed to do here. I have killed everything already, and I got my reward, a chest with a lot of stuff like jewels, lightstone, and a gold. So that moment when I died, it made me realize that I really need to unlock this Master Explorer skill so I don't have the hassle of like going back to my bag if I died, so I can just keep everything. I won't lose anything if I die. Also, I got a dog. That was actually the best prize in this dungeon. We got a dog collar and now we have a dog. And the dog is very useful. So, like, when we kill something, destroy something, like break a rock, break a tree, the dog's ability is actually to loot those items. So we don't need to loot them ourselves, but let the dog loot it instead. So that saves us time from looting stuff from the ground. I was honestly so tempted to like gather gold because these armors that the merchants are selling, and I don't have any armor right now. I really want them. Like roll cooldown reduction, that's awesome. Right now though, I have a goal of like upgrading the town, but I'm unable to do so because in order to upgrade this town to level 3, I need 150 pieces of stuff that are found in the island. The only problem is I can't hold that much items. So in order to do that, I need to upgrade my bag. So for this first upgrade, I just need like 4 pieces of these 10 letters. I mean 3 pieces. And I can upgrade my bag so I can hold like 100 items. So that's my priority right now. But the problem is, upgrading to inventory slot like 200, I would need something called a cloth. And I would need cotton and like a loom in order to make those cloth, which I don't have. So yeah, I think doing quest first would be the priority right now. So I made myself a boat so I can start exploring like other islands. But before I headed out, I decided to like gather a bunch of materials first before exploring other island. We have a void chest that we can store all our materials, so there's not really a problem gathering a lot. I then crafted myself a fletching table on my base, and oh my god, arrows are actually pretty expensive to make, especially the feather. I don't really mind the wood and the stone, but my main problem is gathering the feathers because, you know, chickens are not really that many, and the amount of times they respawn, it's not that fast as well. So I don't think I can craft a lot of arrows or conveniently craft like arrows unless I have a like solution to my feather problems. Anyways, let's hop on our boat and explore other islands. Specifically, let's get to the place where we need to head to next, which was that door icon you see on the map. That is where I'm heading. So that place is called the Tarragon Town. And our mission is to activate the obelisk and also find the Tarragon Town board. And yeah, it's already marked in the map, so it's not going to be that hard. So while exploring the sea, there are these currents that will help you like, you know, move faster on your boat. So this is very helpful. I also sometimes found like barrels, so I'm like tempted to destroy them because they will contain salvage metal and we will need a lot of it later on. I eventually found the island where Tarragon Town might be, so all we need to do now was land and go to the town board. And we have safely arrived in town. So there's not really much here, but there's a merchant selling armor, so I'm pretty interested. But I don't really have that, like, you know, the gold to buy this, and +1 health every 60 seconds. I don't think it's that big. We can just have like a full stomach buff and we don't have a problem with our health regeneration. I did check out the other merchant sale and I was hoping that I could find like cotton here, but sadly he was not selling cotton, so we still don't have a way to get cloth in order to make the previous town level 3. Because once a town that reaches level 3, their portal would be fixed and we can just teleport from one island to another with portals available. But sadly, we need to upgrade our bags first. Anyways, I just continued on and located where the obelisk is so we can start like doing our mission. And after activating the obelisk, our quest has been updated and now we have to activate 3 keystone in order to unlock the dungeon. As you can see, they're pretty far, so we gotta explore with our ship. But first, I went to the mines on this island because I wanted to farm more coal and iron. I then found a new ore type here, but sadly, I can't mine this with a tier of my pickaxe right now. I think I need to upgrade it 1 tier above before I can start mining this. So I just marked it on the map. Maybe it's an important and rare ore. But then again, I found this volcanic area in the mine where there are like these glowing stones. So, oh my god. I'm kind of exploring pretty far now in the mines. So feeling brave enough, I then went here. There are like new types of monsters here. I don't know how to call these things, but I think they're lightning shrimps because they shoot like lightning and they look like little flying shrimps. They're very dangerous though, so I tried my best to like avoid their lightning attacks. They hurt a lot, I swear. Just one mistake could lead me to instant death. But I did my best to like kill them with my spear, so no problem there. I continued with my brave actions, but I eventually met my end because I was pretty dumb here. And I did not really notice that I was in danger with one of the lightning blasts. And I died and lost my bag because I did not have Master Explorer yet. So I had to come back there again and loot my bag. But there was actually an event that's happening right now called Harvest Moon. And what this means is that I believe there would be a lot of monsters spawning on the ground. So as you can see, I'm being surrounded by these creatures right now, and it's really hard because they're pretty tanky, and my spear is the same old spear that doesn't really have that much damage, but I'm still doing my best to kill them. As you know, I lost my backpack, right? That means I also lost all the materials. Since I believe that the island wasn't really that far, I thought that maybe I could just swim towards where the island is. I thought I was a genius for this, so I can go back to my ship. Not until there was this random shark that like tried to kill me. So, oh my god, I panicked so hard. I wanted to live. Okay, that to the left, that to the right. Oh no! My bag! So on the second round, I did the smarter thing to do, which was to gather materials to make another boat. I then sailed towards the island, and the shark still hates me and it keeps following me. I hate it too, but we're close to the island. So I finally reached the place where we died, and I got my backpack back. So I got all the materials back. So let's go. I did not lose anything, and yeah, I'm just trying my best here so I don't die. But I don't really care if I die right now because I already have the Master Explorer skill, meaning even if I die, I don't lose any materials anymore because I can keep my bag now. I tried mining the glowing rock, but my pickaxe tier was too low as well. So we can't really do anything here. I can just mark it on my map, I guess, and come back here once we have like a better pickaxe. There's also those green slimy forests right there. There are so many places to explore down here in the caves, and it's very interesting. So yeah, now that I have like Master Explorer, there's a very easy way to go back to my base, which is dying because I don't lose anything anymore. After returning home, I made myself the refinery. So with the refinery, we can craft extra stuff like using 10 stones to craft 1 iron and also 10 clay to craft 1 jewel. Also, my house is pretty cramped up, so it's time to expand this place, honestly. It's too small right now. I have so many stuff now. The expansion I had in mind wasn't really a big base, just enough that I can place like all my new structures that I've learned recently. So I think this is good enough. The only roof I have is for my bed, so I can sleep. So I eventually figured out how to make like the hardened bar that I need in order to upgrade my stuff into the next tier. So I just need some iron shards and then salvage metal. 3 pieces of each would turn into 1 bar. So yeah, we'll be needing more of those salvage metal. I don't really have a lot right now, so I need to figure out where I can find more. I also started cooking some venison meat. I didn't know that the cooked meat actually healed like 15 HP if I eat it. So that's gonna be our potion. I noticed that in my map, there was this salvage metal icon. So I decided to head over there. There was also a mission that I need to do there that was to activate a keystone. So that's currently my journey right now. So landing on the island, there were a couple of monsters that I needed to defeat. I'm actually glad that there are a couple here because I needed an item that they drop. I believe it's called void essence. I need those in order to craft like void chests. Also, it will be needed in the future to enchant stuff. So yeah, it's always nice to like defeat those dark monsters so we can get like the void fragments or something. I eventually found where the keystone was, but it seems I need to defeat a dungeon first in order to activate it. But for now, I just gathered a bunch of materials around it, which were these pumpkins and a bunch of flowers. Afterwards, I went inside the dungeon. So this place is called the Forgotten Outpost, and it's crawling with monsters. Nothing we can't handle. We have already defeated a lot of these already. I was honestly very happy to see there are a lot of boxes and barrels here because these things contain salvaged metal and we need more of those to make more bars so we can upgrade our stuff. So let me just say, this place honestly is swarming with enemies and they're pretty strong. The lightning shrimps are also here. The guy that spawns spikes on the ground are also here. So I swear to God, this is really dangerous for me. And I kept dying and retrying this again and again. So basically my goal every time I come here should be to destroy the spawners. Because once we destroy the spawners, we can just run around, heal ourselves with our full stomach buff, and then just try again and destroy the spawners. But the thing is, whenever I try going here and waiting to heal, they just keep spawning. But I have my hammer skill which smacks the ground, but yeah, I keep accidentally falling to the ground, so I almost died right there. But worry not, we have our food that can heal us from time to time, so we can just wait on it. The hammer smash doesn't really do that much damage, but at least it helps when I'm like idle like this, trying to heal my HP. Eventually, after trying and trying, I have destroyed a couple of the nests. I'm just trying to make myself safe right now so that I don't need to repeat this again. My biggest obstacle right now would probably be the giant creature because it's very annoying, I swear to God. It's like the spikes are annoying, its smash attack is annoying, everything about it is annoying. I just want to kill it. There's also this new one, the large one that we saw from the Harvest Moon. It shoots laser but very easily avoided. We just need to roll the left or right and we can avoid the laser. Anyways, after dealing with that, I don't think anything here anymore is a threat. Only the big guy with a spike is the most dangerous one. I had some close calls, but we're fine. And I thought that was the hard part. There's actually more in this junction right here. There are two big guys, so we're gonna struggle a lot before we can proceed. But well, we have our trusty hammer that smacks the ground. But then again, if I stop for a bit, everything will try to kill me. And yeah, that's troubling. But I'm doing my best. I'm trying my best. And eventually, we will prevail. We will prevail. We will prevail. Well, honestly, almost, but I died in the end. But the good thing about dungeons is that you can actually respawn at the entrance of the dungeon, so you can easily try again. On my second try, I was victorious, finally. I dealt with them by kiting, using my shield to like block most of their attacks. And this is when I realized the shield is actually very useful. So when I'm just like waiting for my cooldowns to happen, or when there's like a lot of enemies, I just raise up my shield, dash forward, and then smash my hammer, and they will just die. And we have defeated the junction. So that was actually the last of this dungeon, and we have conquered it. And we also got this, finally, an armor, the Knight Bracer. It gives us like 1.5 armor and then plus 5 HP bonus. So hey, finally a piece of armor. We can be slightly tanky with this like Knight Bracer. After that, I activated the keystone, so that's 1 out of 3. And then I went to the island with the salvage metal icon. So there are like new stuff here, specifically this stone right here. This thing is a limestone, and with my pickaxe, I can't mine it yet. But there were barrels here containing a lot of salvage metals. So I was very happy to come here to this island because I really need more of these salvage metals. There's also a tiger here. I think it's tameable. That's why I can't damage it. I don't really know how to tame animals in this game. Aside from getting my dog, I have no idea how to get the others. I then found another island, but this time there were these, you know, the bugs that we have faced before, but they were bigger now, and they're not the dark versions of them. it's actually like an alive beast version of the bugs. So this was a surprise for me, and oh my god, they deal so much damage. I honestly had to run away because they were too strong. Luckily, I found an entrance to a cave. And so I just mined a couple of stuff down here and like get some silver and stones and other stuff before I go home. Anyways, upon going home, the first thing I upgraded was my spear. We needed something to fight monsters off, and I think this is the best decision. I was thinking whether I would main a spear because I don't plan on upgrading everything. I don't have enough resource right now to upgrade a lot of stuff. So just one weapon, and everything else I would upgrade like the tools. So upgrading the spear, I now have a new skill. Before we only had the swipe, now we had the R skill, which is like a charging thrust skill, and I think it's gonna be very useful later on. I also upgraded both my axe and my pickaxe. Now we can finally progress, because now we can chop hardwood, and we can also mine higher tiered stones. So I headed out to the sea in order to go to the next objective, but I got distracted because I found another island that may contain something. So yeah, I decided to drop by for a bit. And I found a cave, so it's time to explore it again. So yeah, caves in this game are actually just one big tunnel system. But yeah, there's a problem of like traversing it, because it's such a big area that you need to maybe make a lot of platforms in order to get to like the other sides. We have a lot of wood and stone, so making platforms isn't really a problem. We also have our void chest that contains those extra materials, so I'm not gonna be running out anytime soon. I also recycle them if I feel like it, so I can just get back the material. Anyways, with our new tier pickaxe, we can now mine this stone. So this thing was a new tier of material called titanium. So yeah, obviously it's gonna be the materials we will need later on in order to upgrade our tools to the next level. So I just continued exploring the mines to get more titanium ores. I occasionally encounter a bunch of these monsters, which are pretty nice to kill because we also need a lot of void essence. I eventually encountered those big versions of the bugs. You remember the ones on the island? And yeah, I easily got taken out. Like, oh my god, did not think that that would be very strong. Anyways, upon respawning home, I upgraded my workbench to like level 2, unlocking even more stuff that I can make now. Also, I'm pretty excited to upgrade this to level 3 because there's a new and faster version of the boat. There are also a couple of new things that can help us with our adventure, specifically the warp stone. The warp stone is, I guess, cheaper to make than actually just upgrading the town boards. So that's my current goal right now, so we can make warp portals so we can have easy access to other islands. I also unlock a blueprint for a scythe. I have no use of it right now, but it's always nice to have some extra tools once we need it. Since we've unlocked a couple of new stuff like new stations, it's time to upgrade our house again. So expanding the area so we can place more stuff. Anyways, I then continued my journey to activating the keystone. So now I raid yet another dungeon. Similar to the other dungeon, it was flooded with monsters that I needed to defeat. And it's fairly easier now that we have upgraded our weapons, so yeah, we're dealing more damage than before, so I've been like killing them easily. All I can say is having the spear is honestly the best choice I have at the moment, because I can stab them safely at a distance. Still, with like a lot of mobs like this, it's fairly hard, but then again, we have our spear skills, like the thrust that can deal with a lot of enemies in a straight line, and our sweep that can like hit everything around me. And for clearing this dungeon, I got myself another piece of the knight's armor set. So now we have the greaves. We already have the gloves, now we have the greaves. So I'm assuming the next one would either be the helmet or armor. So finally, we're starting to get suited up. Also exploring around, I found myself in a desert island. Or yeah, this place didn't really have that much trees and it looks like it's a desert, but a really small desert. All I can say is the monsters here are really dangerous. It's really scary because they do so much damage and like they keep pestering and trying to like bite me or something. I even stab it a lot, but I don't feel like I'm staggering them at all. I eventually decided to like go away from this island as I feel like my level isn't quite there yet to try and explore this place. So I just continued heading to the next area I need to be. I eventually reached the place and it's time to dive into another dungeon. For this one, just similar to the other ones, still filled with like a lot of monsters. Nothing too hard. Our spear can deal with all of this. As for the reward, we got the chest plate. So let's go. Finally, just the helmet left and we will be fully suited up. And I swear, I think I look really cool now. I'm not really sure why in this game you don't have shoes, but yeah, sure. Before I actually returned home, I decided to chop a bunch of these hardwood. So yeah, we leveled up our axe to the next tier, so I can now chop like hardwood. So I can now craft new stuff as well using these hardwood. I also mined a couple of limestones. Maybe I will need this in the future. Don't really know what's the next step right now on my progression, but yeah, it's always nice to have like new stuff. So the next step is to unlock the main dungeon of Tarragon Island. So now we'll be diving into a bigger dungeon compared to the other three where we unlock the keystones. The place is still crawling with these, let's call them voidlings actually. They're like creatures of the void from what they look like. But yeah, it's still crawling with these guys. Oh, there's actually a surprise. You can see that there's a chest right there and boom! A fired... I don't know how to describe this, but a voidling that's on fire is like our enemy right now. Oh, it fires missile! Homing! Homing! What the... Oh my god. I'm dying. Wait, I'm burning and I'm... What? Yo! How do I... Oh! How do I deal with this? Oh my god. Never get hit by the missile. Okay. Oh! Okay, let's see our venison. Ah! Okay, so I think... Oh, there's water here! We can roll here to remove the fire. I did not notice. Oh, it's dead. We did not need that strategy anymore. But it would have been very helpful if I realized that was water. Okay, so we have defeated the monsters. And for our reward, we got ourselves a new weapon. Got ourselves a hardened steel claymore. We now have a two-handed sword. So let's try this thing out. Honestly, this claymore was pretty strong, but I feel like I'll be in danger if we're fighting like a tougher enemy. The range of the spear is just way better, but I really like the big damage slap on this claymore, so I'm probably gonna use it for a bit before switching back to the spear. Let's try this out in a group of enemies. So my problem when fighting like groups of enemies is that they can attack me simultaneously together if they're close to me. So it's always a problem if we don't really have like a long range weapon attack. So the spear is like a really great weapon for my playstyle because I really just want to be safe while like killing a bunch of enemies. Still though, the claymore really slaps. It's really strong. Look at all that damage. It's massive. Eventually, I reached the final area where we need to defeat 3 of these guys with the spikes attack. I really don't like these guys. They do so much damage as long as you're like standing on their spikes. So I just try my best to like keep like hitting them slowly, kiting them while waiting for my skills cool down to reset. And yeah, I managed to win. But actually I was wrong. That wasn't the last of it. So entering this area, we are now gonna face the void boar. So it's a giant of those crab looking things. Oh my god, what the hell? Oh. Okay, let's eat some mushrooms. Whoa! Oh, I hit him. He did not hit me, but I hit him. Okay, you dumb. I kill you. Boom. Oh my god, I wasted that opportunity to hit this guy. I think the bow would be really good here, but you know, I don't have it. So I think we'll just keep kiting it. Maybe spear? No? Did it? What the heck? I barely do damage. I'll heal it. Oh my god, he threw thunder like that! Oh! What? Hello? I didn't think it was going to be this hard. So yeah, of course I tried again. But this time I learned what it can do, so I can be more careful now. The strategy is honestly simple. I just roll when it attacks me and then retaliate after it attacks, so it doesn't have a chance to hit me at all. Waiting for my skills cooldown to be like finished and then keep attacking it until it dies. Oh no. That's the thing we need to avoid the most. Oh, I can roll through it. I can't. Sometimes. Oh, it tends to attack. Oh yeah. God. Okay, free hit. It's busy. Oh, dodge. That's why you don't use a shield, so you have more rolls about that. Oh! He's dead already. Let's keep tanking. Nice! Alright. It was kind of a struggle, but we have defeated the boar. Let's go. For the reward, obviously, it's gonna be the last piece of the armor that we're missing. The knight's helmet. Let's go. We are fully armored now except for shoes. But there's no really shoe slot. I don't really understand why. But anyways, we have the full set now. I'm happy with this. Okay, so for our next mission, we'll need to locate where the Shavar town board is and activate the Shavar dungeon obelisk. It's marked on the map, so it's not really hard to spot. For now though, I returned to my base and expanded my base once more because we'll be doing a lot of restructuring so we can add like more stuff. So I just expanded like my house like this so there's more room and it's not like cluttered all together. I don't really need to roof it, but it's always nice to have a roofing. I then crafted like the enchanted table, so now we can enchant stuff on our weapons and tools. So we have one slot of enchantment and it uses void essence in order to enchant stuff. So for my two-handed sword, I wanted to increase its damage some more. So I'm gonna add an enchantment called weighted on it. And what weighted does is it increases my base damage by 60% but decreases the attack speed of the sword by 20%. And I think that's amazing. So I'm gonna be enchanting it with this. I also crafted myself a loom. Finally, we have a way of making cloth. But the problem is, I don't have any cotton to make cloth. So yeah, we need to figure that out soon. I'm really in need of cloth so I can upgrade my bag to be able to store 200 items at a time. So that's the current goal right now. I then finally started to try out gardening. Because actually growing plants and selling them would be a great gold source for me. So this is the plan I had on mind. Just keep planting and growing crops and then sell them to the NPCs. Gardening is pretty simple. You just need to water one plot once and everything will get wet. And yeah, you just need to click once. The problem is my watering can only can hold like one water full. So I really need to upgrade this thing so I can water my plants some more. Anyways, after setting up my garden, it's finally time to ride my boat and head towards our next quest area. I eventually reached Shavar town and interacted with the town board. The only thing left now was to find the dungeon obelisk. Also, finally, I found a merchant that sells cotton seeds, but it's very expensive. 60 gold coin for 5 pieces of seeds, but since I really need it, I'm gonna buy some. Also, the fields here have like banana trees. So banana can actually heal you like 5 HP. So it's a pretty good food source. Also, it's a potion because it heals like 5 HP. It's not much, but it's something. I then encountered this... I don't know how to describe this monster. It's basically like a hedgehog combined with a mole and they're pretty big. And yeah, it does those kinds of attack. They're basically invulnerable once they're doing that. But once they're done with their animation, I can now start attacking and like kill it. Very tanky though. The enemies here are kind of strong now. I also don't like these enemies that like doesn't really get staggered much. These two guys that are chasing me right now, they're very scary, I swear. They're like a threat whenever I see them. I'm kind of scared of them. But yeah, our two-handed sword is pretty strong. It's just very slow though. Because of the new enchantment, the attack speed minus 20% is actually pretty bad. I should have enchanted it with like just increase base damage by 10% without the penalty. Anyways, I eventually found where the obelisk is, so it's time to activate this thing. And now our map is updated, and you know, per usual, we'll need to activate the keystone. So we'll need to go to this area again and go to the dungeons and activate the keystones. For the first dungeon, we have the Corrupt Chasm. And oh my god, I can see that this place looks very dangerous. And I was pretty dumbfounded. I have to use like 45 of the limestones that I have mined recently just to fix a bridge. Dang, that was like resource intensive because I really need the limestones. And as you can tell, I'm honestly struggling with the enemies that I'm fighting here. They're very tanky and they also hit pretty hard. So I'm gonna have to take this slow and just kill them from like one by one, and then mostly target like their nest that keeps spawning them, or else I'm gonna have a hard time. Look, it's our flaming friend again. As long as you dodge its missile attack, the one that he like spews from his mouth, then you're basically safe from being burned. You can just tank his normal attack, but then again, they actually hurt a lot, so might as well dodge everything. I swear to god, I've been struggling using the two-handed sword ever since I enchanted it with weighted. I really need something like that attacks fast, but so yeah, I regret enchanting it with weighted. I can easily remove the enchantment though, but once I return to base. It is a struggle having like slow attack speed, but it does hit like a truck, so that is fine. I can easily destroy nests. Still, it's pretty hard. After dealing with everything, we have obtained the chest, and as for the reward, it's a new glove called the Viking Bracers with cold resistance bonus and more damage on our base attacks. So after raiding the dungeon, I then went to the field outside and I found a chest surrounded by a nest of these guys, the dangerous ones that I really hate. And yeah, this was a mistake trying to target the eggs because yeah, they surrounded me very fast and they eventually succumbed to my death. I was pretty confident on my damage that I did not think that these guys could kill me, and I died, so yeah, we're dead. So I need to make a decision right now after spawning to base. I need to decide on a main weapon. The sword is nice, it hits really hard, but I have a problem. I'm very vulnerable to enemy attacks with this weapon, so I don't think I will be using it further. As for our next upgrade, we just need the hardwood and a new type of bar. So in order to make this thing, we'll need, I believe, the titanium ore and also the limestones. 10 pieces of each. Then we can upgrade our stuff. So while waiting for the ores to smelt, I just decided to continue on my planting adventures. The yield is actually pretty good. You get the seeds back and then you get the produce. So once you already have the seed, you can just keep planting them. I can also go and buy like the farmer stuff that gives me more chance of like yielding even more seeds. So that's a plan once I have like extra gold. I decided that the spear would be a great weapon, so I will upgrade it to the next tier. I will also enhance this with something called a lightning rune. So what this thing does is whenever I strike something, there will be a chain of electricity that hits the enemies behind them as well, or in the surrounding. Next, it's time to upgrade it, and now we have a titanium spear. Let's go! I also upgraded my torch. Now it will provide us with more light. And then my sight. With this, we can now have a 10% chance to yield an extra seed. Actually, my bad. 5% for this one, but if I upgrade it more, it will be like 10%. I also upgraded my watering can, so I have the convenience of like watering more than just once per like session. So I don't need to keep going back to my well to collect water. And I went back to the mines with the goal of collecting even more titanium ores. I needed even more so I can upgrade more of my tools. Right now, I'm honestly lacking because we need like 10 pieces of this before we can actually make like 1 bar. And we need like 3 bar. Basically, we'll need 30 titanium each in order to upgrade one of our tools. So this is my spear with the lightning rune. You can't really see it since every enemy was close together there. But let me find a clip where there's a lot of monsters like spread all over. Also, I eventually reached the area that is filled with slimes. There are also a lot of mushrooms here, and this will be one of our food sources that will keep us always in full stomach. Okay, so chain lightning in action. Let's see it. Yeah, pretty good, right? It deals a lot of damage to like all the enemies around us. Okay, even more because it only showed like a bit there. But yeah, you can already see like it's really good against mobbing. So yeah, I'm very happy that I enchanted the spear with lightning. I then fought the boss of the slimes. It's a really huge cube and it's very tanky. It's not really hard to fight though because its attack is just smashing the ground as it jumps like that. But similar to the other slimes or the smaller slimes that we have defeat, it will split up once we deal significant amount of damage. Okay, there's 4 now. Oh my god. All I can say is I'm glad I have the chain lightning or the lightning right now. Also, it really wasn't a tough fight. It's very tanky. But since we have our lightning ability on our spear, it wasn't that hard. I just need to be careful that I don't accidentally die. So poking it slowly and just having the lightning trigger would eventually kill everything on sight. And with this last piece of the slime, everything is dead. Sadly, I can't really open the treasure chest that was here because our pickaxe still isn't high enough. So for now, I'll just mark it on the map and come back sometimes later. Upon returning home, most of my crops have already fully grown. So now I have a couple of cottons. Still, it's not enough to make like 5 pieces of cloth. So we'll need to continuously plant more cottons. Now I have like more seeds from when I started because, you know, it multiplied because of the effects of my scythe. I really need to buy like the farming gears so we can get more seeds. Anyways, I decided to go do my missions for now since we're just waiting for our cottons to bloom. So it's time to conquer yet another dungeon so we can get the rewards and also activate another keystone. I had an easier time this time because of the spear. I swear, the lightning is pretty good. The damage is not really that great, but after poking a lot of times, eventually the damage like builds up and they will just die. And with this, we have reached the final part of the dungeon and got ourselves a new armor piece. We already got like the gloves earlier, so now we have the greaves. I also activated the keystone, so that's 2 out of 3. So 1 more and we can unlock the main dungeon. I then went to town and finally decided to like buy the farmer gears, except that I actually needed some cottons. So I can only buy 1 for now and I will come back for the hat later on. I also expanded my farm and bought more seeds to plant, basically marigolds. These things will sell like 1 gold per piece. And we can plant like 9 per plot. So yeah, if we do the math, I'm basically getting a lot of gold just by growing this. I can also sell like the extra seeds that we get. So yeah, we can start making money using this method. Anyways, now that we have enough titanium, I now upgraded both my pickaxe and my axe. And now we can chop higher quality wood, I think, and also mine better ores. The next few days, I was honestly just chilling at the base, like looking after my crops. Honestly, just waiting for my cottons to bloom because I really want an expanded or a better bag and I need the 5 pieces of cloth for it. So yeah, we're gonna be like chilling at the base until we get that 5 pieces of like cloth in order to expand our bag. But that didn't last long because I felt pretty adventurous and decided to mine more titanium down in the mines. Also, with upgraded pickaxe, we can now mine this glowing stone thingy. So this thing actually gives you something called a light stone. And I believe that's the most important thing in this game. And that's why the voidlings appeared, if I'm not wrong. I did not really go into the story that much. Also, with this upgrade on our pickaxe, we can now mine the chest that we couldn't get before from defeating like the Slime King or something. And we got a new weapon called the Slime Hammer. Sadly, its damage is pretty low for an exotic weapon. But well, it's just pretty cool to try and look at. So yeah, this is the Slime Hammer. I then went home and it's time to harvest all the crops that I have farmed. I now have both the farming hat and the farming scarf, meaning I can have like, I think right now I have about 35% of yielding extra seeds. That means I would get extra income from selling seeds as well. So yeah, we're slowly starting to get richer. As for the cotton seeds, I now have enough to make like 5 cloth. I actually even have like an extra one. So upgrading our bag is pretty close now. So basically, this is the amount of gold I can get just by farming. I also get a lot of experience points from like harvesting the plants that I have planted. So I of course expanded my farm some more. I even plan to make it more as long as I have the materials. And by the way, this is the new boat. And it's very fast compared to the raft that we had before. So it's kinda easier to like explore the surroundings in the sea. Anyways, I never really tried it, but it's time to try a cursed dungeon run. So you can like give the keystones cursed essence and it will turn the dungeon into a cursed dungeon. So I feel like what it does is it increases the amount of enemies that are spawned inside. Also, I think it makes it like harder. You can see like the lighter colored blue. Those are the stronger versions of the monsters. But I've been dealing everything easily because I have like a better spear now and with chain lightning effect. This is actually one of the, I believe, the easier dungeons. I just chose like a random dungeon to try and curse. I just want to farm more void essences so I can enchant more stuff. And yeah, it's yielding a pretty large amount of void essence, so it's pretty great. Also, in this cursed dungeon run, there are these purple flames that would heal like these monsters. But if you extinguish them though, they will burn to death. So yeah, it's a win for us and a win for them. Basically, there's an advantage and disadvantage to the both sides. And at the end of the dungeon, the reward was the spike greaves. So I guess I can try doing the curse runs on all the dungeons, but for now, I think I'll just focus mainly on my main missions. Damage reflect isn't really appealing to me because I need to get damage to reflect the damage, and that's not really good. Unless I'm a very tanky guy, but I'm not. I don't even have a shield with me, so I don't have any roll penalty. So yeah, I don't think that armor set is for me. Also, upon returning home, I finally had enough to upgrade my backpack. So now we can hold up to 200 pieces of items on our inventory. Which meant I was able to hold all the items I needed in order to fully upgrade the town. And now the portal works. So the thing about the portal is even if we did not fully upgrade like the portal of the other towns, we can still teleport towards it. If you ask me how I can get back, I can either go home by riding a boat or just dying to a campfire and burn myself, since I don't even lose items after dying because of the Master Explorer perk that I got. After some material gathering, I eventually upgraded my workbench to level 4. Now we have unlocked the ability to make an alchemy table and also automation on our planting adventures. I then enchanted my site with a harvester. It doubles the amount of harvested crops, and I swear that's crazy. Doubles the amount? That's too overpowered. It's not even a percentage, it just doubles the amount. That means our marigold farm will now yield us double the amount of coins as well, since we get double the amount of plants. So I did a lot of shopping because gold wasn't really a problem anymore since we have our farm. I also had enough to upgrade my backpack to be able to hold 300 items at a time. So the final upgrade is pretty soon. If we collect like 1000 gold, 25 cloth, and 25 leather, then we can upgrade to like 500 items. So farming actually takes so much of my time since I need to water them constantly. So it's not really time to think about automation. So there's a way to automatically water my plants. First, I would need like a water pump. And then we would need like a windmill to power up this thing, then a container, and the container will automatically distribute the water towards our farm. So I did a lot for grinding for materials so we can set up our automatic farming system. Sadly though, each setup of this, it can only water about 12 pieces of the farming plots that we have. Meaning we gotta make more water pumps, windmill, and a container. So if we want to like expand this automated farm some more. But it's definitely worth it so that we don't need to water this manually every day. We can just go on adventures, and upon returning home, we can just harvest the crops that's already like fully grown. So I made a second set of the entire thing so we can have like 2 or 24 pieces of farming plots that is automatically watered. So this place right here is my second farming area with like 12 plots that I can easily plant and harvest. After setting up my 2 automated farming areas, it was now time to resume my adventure. I found like a nest full of these porcupines. They easily took me down because I got greedy for the chest. I of course came back, and this time I was more careful and like slowly just took care of them one by one or 2 at a time. But yeah, I did not go for the box straight ahead, not being stupid again for the second time. So I'm just waiting for them to be done with their rolling attacks, and then I can go back inside and kill them. So inside this chest was an exotic shield, a spike shield. Similar to the shield that I have, there's a 100% roll penalty, but this thing has like 100% damage reflection, and the skill that it does like a dash forward similar to the old shield that we have, but the damage is like 65. So now we have the option to just use the shield for an extra attack and also defense by guarding ourselves from enemy attacks. Back to our original objective, it's time to activate the 3rd keystone, but we have to deal with all the monsters here first. And honestly, the shield is pretty good. I never thought that blocking with a shield would be so effective to save my life. Also, the damage from like pushing with the shield is not that bad. And yeah, I can just keep holding it up by holding my Q button, and it will like basically protect me until I can regenerate enough health. It also does a bit of stagger, so it's pretty nice to combo with my skills once it's like finished in cooldown. So I've been starting to like using a shield ever since I got this thing. Anyways, after clearing all the obstacles that were here, the reward was a Viking chestplate that increases my cold resistance again and increased my damage by 5%. I returned home for now after that adventure. I can now unlock the main dungeon, but for now, let me handle my farm first. I need to harvest all the grown crops. So I just want to finish like growing the remaining marigolds that is not hit by my automatic water system, and then I can just dismantle it afterwards. So yeah, I've been earning a lot of money just by selling marigolds. Look at all the amount of gold that we get. So yeah, this farming is really great. I also enchanted my shield with something that decreases its roll cooldown. Because I swear, I want to wear a shield but without the roll penalty. So at the very least, it should help by decreasing like 15% of the roll cooldown. And after I was done with all my shenanigans, I unlocked the main dungeon of Shavar Island. And now we're at the ancient tombs. The enemies here weren't that tough. It's the same old enemies that we've already encountered before. But the annoying thing here is that there are so many obstacles, I guess, that we need to go through. So if I fall, I gotta either I die or have to like go back to where I fell from. There's also a lot of fire. The monsters here hurt. So basically this place is just a pain in the butt. As for the guardians that was like guarding the place, it's the porcupine, but this time it's a burning porcupine. So yeah, I really hate these guys. They hurt a lot and they could kill me anytime they wanted. Thankfully, there was this spot where I can just stand and I won't get hit. So I just wait for them to finish their animation. But the other porcupine or the flaming porcupine actually burned me right now. So we gotta deal with that. It's not that strong, but the burn really hurts a lot. I need to be really careful. But eventually I killed it after a few pokes. Anyways, that wasn't actually the last area. I continued exploring the place until I eventually reached like the final part of the trials, I guess. And found it at the end. And we got a chest. And there's a new weapon here called the titanium glaive. So immediately I tried it out. I just wanted to see how the attack works. And oh my god. It's pretty fast. And the skills are pretty cool. So I really want to use this. But I'm still not used to it, and the dungeon wasn't actually finished yet, so I think we have to go back to the spear for now. So anyways, here is the boss zone. I'm going with the spear for now because I'm more comfortable with this. I haven't really practiced with the glaive yet, so the spear is fine. So as for the boss here, it's a void troll. I don't really know what its attack pattern is, but I just charge in like a pro. It actually like grab a couple of like those porcupine things from the ground and summon them. It's pretty annoying because I really don't want to deal with those porcupines. But with a shield, we can basically like save ourselves the trouble of like dying fast by shielding from the rocks. So I think the way I can win here is take care of the porcupines so they don't keep like rolling on my face or throwing rocks in my face, and then slowly deal with the troll. Honestly, the first run was pretty good, but well, it didn't last long. I thought I could defeat it on the first try, but well. No, I need dodge roll. I kept dying from this troll from my mistakes. I tried out the glaive, but yeah, I really should be careful on its smash attack because if it hits, even if I'm full health, I believe it can one-shot me. Anyways, on my 4th attempt, I finally defeated the troll. No? Dead. Oh my god, that was hard. I finally emerged victorious. Let's go! And I got the final piece of the Viking armor set. So since we have cold resistance on the Viking armor set, we can assume that the next map we'll be going to is filled with ice and coldness. I decided to make the glaive my primary weapon, and I also want to enchant it with lifesteal. So with this, our survivability would skyrocket because we can now lifesteal. I chose the glaive even if it's a more dangerous weapon because the damage and the speed that it attacks is really great. I like how the skill feels. So yeah, I decided to main it as a weapon, and lifesteal would probably make up for the fact that we need to get closer to the enemy than the spear. So yeah, farming. A lot of money coming my way as I sell these stuff. Currently, I have more than 2,000 gold from all the farming and selling that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm very satisfied that I started farming in this game. I then visited an island which had a marking for like a saw. I did not really understand what it meant until I visited the island. So there are actually islands with structures like this. It's called a resource outpost. And basically, in this island, we have unlocked the lumber mill, and it will keep producing free wood for us, and it will be faster, and it can also harvest hardwood if we upgrade it. So wow, this is such a discovery. Now I can just AFK and the game will like grind wood for me, so I don't need to manually chop down trees. So I was very happy that I discovered this. Anyways, after visiting that island and like upgrading the lumber mill, or was it the sawyard? I forgot its name already. Anyways, I'm now headed to the next island of interest. So this is ML Town, and we're gonna be activating the MA Dungeon Obelisk. It wasn't really that far. Also, if I did not have my Viking armor set and without the 80% cold resistance, I'll be taking like 5 damage per, I don't know, 3 seconds, 5 seconds from the cold. So I'm very glad that the previous dungeon actually rewarded this to us. So now we can resist the cold somehow. I still get damage like 1 HP though, but our full stomach will counter this as it heals us 5 per 3 seconds. I keep forgetting. Anyways, we have discovered Emery Town and now we can continue with our quest. So it's time to activate 3 keystones again. Also, there were merchants here that were selling an even better cold resistance armor, but right now I don't really have any more gold. I've spent it somewhere, so now I don't have money. There are honestly a lot of equipments here. There's also this Damascus katana that I'm very interested in, but it's 2,500 gold coins. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of farming so I can afford these things. There's an armor set that increases our bonus critical hit damage, so this is also an interesting item to buy, but I just don't have any money right now. Anyways, for now, I just explored around the icy plains because I'm pretty curious what I can find here, but it's more or less just animals that I have a hard time approaching. I should just really use the bow, but it's okay. The glaive has this gap closer skill where it like lunges forwards using a slash, so that's good enough for me. So right now, my goal is actually to activate some of the resource outposts, so I can start just leaving the game on and get like free materials without doing anything. So that's the current plan right now. But I totally forgot I don't have any money to buy any more resource outposts because I spent it all in like buying the lumber mill upgrades. So now I'm poor. So while waiting for like my crops to grow, I decided to just go to my next mission, which would be to activate the keystones. And immediately I can tell that the monsters here and the towers that are like shooting arrows on my face are pretty strong and deal so much damage that I need to be careful. So the shield is going to be very useful here. I wanted to destroy the ballista towers, but my pickaxe wasn't strong enough yet. I need to upgrade this to a Damascus level, but I have no idea how to upgrade it to a Damascus level yet. So yeah, we can't really do anything against these towers for now. Anyways, I just rushed into the entrance of the dungeon, trying to break it as fast as possible so I don't die from the ballistas. So the dungeon here is pretty interesting. So there's this thing in the middle called a mega spawner. It will continuously spawn enemies until I destroy it. But I can't really destroy it yet because it will heal a significant amount of health whenever I try to damage it. So yeah, obviously we need to follow like the blue cord line thingies. I mean, like, it makes sense, right? You know, in puzzle games, you need to follow that path and like break the thing that's supplying energy to the main mega spawner. And that's exactly what I did. Also, if you notice, I'm doing lifesteal. Because if you remember, I added a lifesteal rune on this glaive. And it's amazing. Like, I've been healing so much HP with this lifesteal. It's really helpful. It gives me the ability to like survive a lot of mobs. I eventually reached the source and oh my god, the amount of mobs here is crazy. I'm just so thankful that I have the lifesteal rune or enchantment on my glaive that I can survive this mega horde of enemies. Also, the shield really plays a big role because I've been blocking a lot of their attacks. So yeah, I don't die very fast. So the goal here is just to break the spawner as fast as possible, but I'm being preoccupied by the monsters that I haven't been handling it yet. I did not really know I just need to break the spawners at this point. I just continuously like kill the monsters. Anyways, it doesn't matter that much because every time I kill them, they give me like experience points. So it's fine. We're leveling anyways, so I don't mind. Also, I'm like immortal right now because of the lifesteal. I don't really die unless, you know, I can't fight back, which doesn't enable me to lifesteal. Then I would probably die. Anyways, that takes care of like one of the cords. There's 2 more left. After destroying like 2 sources of the mega spawner, I believe I can actually destroy this without destroying the 3rd one. My damage has like something called a mega crit, which deals like 3 times the amount of damage, or was it 4 times the amount of damage? It's something I got from leveling up a skill called Master Assassin. So yeah, whenever like you see a blue circle light, it means it's mega crit and it deals massive amounts of damage. So if I keep like doing this, I will eventually destroy this. It will not keep up with its healing. So that was the plan actually. And after a while of whacking, I actually did it. I did not need to destroy like the third one. And I opened up the chest and got myself a reward, which is an Oni chest plate that gives like 5% movement speed and 5% attack speed. That's pretty crazy. But well, I still decided to destroy like the third source because I needed like some more void essence so I can start enchanting my armor. Afterwards, I returned home and went back to farming because I need more money. So cotton seeds can sell for a lot. I can also sell the cottons. So yeah, this is a source of money as well. I then went to the next keystone objective. So yeah, I have a really big problem here because I can't destroy the ballista towers. So I can just hide like in the corner and try to survive somehow and enter the cave. But well, my game suddenly crashed. And when I logged back in, I spawned at the same spot with low health. So two ballista arrows killed me instantly. So now I have to make my way back there again. These ice islands with the keystones are honestly pretty far from wherever my other portals are stationed. So yeah, it takes some time, but no matter, we're here again. And we have entered the Stronghold Labyrinth. So before we can actually interact with the keystone and get the chest, I believe we'll need to activate some mechanisms. So there are 3 places I need to go to, so I need to like go to each one by one. So these are the things that I need to activate on the 3 areas. So they're heavily guarded with a lot of monsters, but with our glaive and lifesteal, they were no problem at all. This is what I mean by how I can sustain my health. So I basically use my shield to block most of their singular attacks. I don't receive any damage from it. And then I can just charge using it. But sometimes, yeah, when I forget to like use my shield and that happens. But we have our lifesteal to regenerate all our health back. So yeah, I love the lifesteal. It's crazy. Activated the second one. And while I was on my way to the third one, you remember that boss, the troll that we have fought before using our spear where we get our glaive? It's here again, but as a regular monster, so I doubt he has a lot of HP. So though this is honestly a really tough fight, and I would rather not like accidentally die because I get too close and he smashed the floor and throws a lot of rocks because those things damage so much. I don't really have an expansion of my health, so I'm probably gonna die really fast. Anyways, we've reached this level and we have gained a free revive if ever we die, and this recharges every 40 minutes, so that's pretty useful. And with this, we have activated the third one, so the only thing left now is to activate the keystone and grab the chest. For the rewards, we got an Oni Greaves, same as the bracers that we got earlier. Was it the bracers? Oh no, it was the chest plate. But anyways, we now have 2 parts of the set and we get like 10% attack speed with 2 of these. So look, it's pretty fast. It's kind of good with the movement speed as well. So I'm kind of wanting to use this as my main armor and enchant it, but we'll see. Anyways, back home, it's back to our farming life again. Just farming and selling stuff so we can get gold. I really want to buy the katana. Afterwards, while waiting for my crops to grow, I then explore the cave again. Maybe I can find something rare or extraordinary. But yeah, just mining some titanium ores is also my goal, so we can make the next tier bar so we can upgrade our stuff. Sadly, I couldn't find anything new down here, just the titanium ores that I needed. I was thinking there were more like bosses to defeat down here, like the big slime or something. But yeah, I couldn't discover anything. So back to farming we go so we can buy the samurai armor set and also the katana. So right now, there's a specific ore I'm trying to look for. It is called tungsten, I believe. And I need to look for it somewhere at Frozen Islands. So I circled the entire perimeter where the keystones are, but I couldn't find any weird looking rock that might be tungsten. So I just left and like searched another area instead. And after a bit of looking, I finally found an island that isn't a place where keystones are. So now we can search this island up and see if we can find like the tungsten. And yeah, it was here. There were tungstens here. So yes, finally, we can smelt some bars that enables us to upgrade our tools. So we can finally like destroy the ballistas. But before I continued mining the tungsten, it was pretty scarce and it would take some time to actually, you know, respawn them. So I decided to enchant my pickaxe with the miner perk, which doubles the amount of resource given from mining various stones and ores. But I was lacking in the void essence part, so I had to like remove some enchantment on my other stuff so I can get some void essence. Afterwards, I teleported back to the island and mined the remaining tungsten that I could find. I then expanded yet another area for my garden. I really want more money. That's why I'm doing this. I also grinded a bit on other keystones that can be cursed. Currently, I was in need of a lot of void essence, so I can enchant the future armor set that I'm planning to use. And for that armor set, I'm thinking I would just buy the samurai set that increases the bonus critical damage. The one that is being sold at the Ice Island. That's the thing I'm planning to enchant, and it's gonna be enchanted with something that decreases a roll cooldown. So even if we have a shield, we can still continuously roll. Also, for the reward of this, it's a spiked chestplate. We already have another piece of this, but I really don't plan on using it because I don't have enough HP to keep reflecting damage to the enemies. I'd rather do damage than reflect damage. But reflecting damage is nice. Still though, I'd still want to like kill them with my sword. Checking my smelter, I have already produced like 3 of the bar that I needed in order to upgrade one of my tools. The problem is I can only upgrade 1, and I decided I'll upgrade my glaive instead. But we're missing something important before I can do this. I need ink. And in order to get ink, we'll need to find some squid at the icy areas. So we're gonna have to travel there. So I decided to upgrade my fishing pole because I'm gonna be fishing for some squid and place it on a refinery so we can extract the ink. I also did not forget to harvest my crops. I'm pretty close to buying everything that I want from the icy island, the entire armor set. So yeah, I'm excited to buy it and try it out. Also, I didn't know I can actually sell lightstone for 40 gold each, and I've been mining a lot of this from the caves. So it's easy money, honestly. And with enough gold now, I bought myself the Damascus Katana. So let's try this baby out. The katana is a pretty fast weapon. It has similar attack patterns as the regular sword, I believe. But I believe it's just faster. Yeah, it does have a similar feeling. I'm not really entirely sure if it is. But yeah, let's still try this out against monsters. By monsters, I mean random deers. It feels pretty great slashing it, but honestly, I think my favorite weapon right now would be the glaive. I'm not into the katana anymore because we got the glaive. Also, the damage is pretty meh compared to the glaive with the skills. So though, I still tried it out just to see if I was wrong with my assumption. And yeah, I think the glaive is better, or maybe because it doesn't have the lifesteal rune yet. That's why it doesn't feel as good as the glaive. But still, the skills on the glaive is just so fun. Anyways, I'm already at the 3rd keystone dungeon, and it's another mega spawner that we need to defeat. I tried like attacking it. Also, to like grind from the monsters that it spawns, it gives experience anyways. So I was thinking I might stay here for a bit, but nah, let's just like clear this area instead. And after destroying the pillars that was healing the mega spawner, I then like hack and slash until it got destroyed, and we can now activate the keystone. But first, let's grab the treasure. So it is another part of the Oni armor set that increases movement speed and attack speed. I then explored more to search for like more of the island with tungsten so I can speed up my upgrades on my tools. But mainly because I wanted to search for the squid so that we can grab some ink, and I found it. It's just now time to like fish it and hope we succeed. So I'll be getting like more than 5. I don't really know how many I need, but it's always nice to have some extra. So 1 squid will result in 1 ink, and we only need 1 ink in order to upgrade 1 item. So yeah, 5 I think is the best number to have. or we'll just look for more if ever we're lacking. Anyways, on my search for a snow island, I actually discovered a cherry blossom island. I'm not really sure if that's the official name for it, but it's filled with like, you know, cherry blossom trees and bamboos as well. I can harvest most of this. So yeah, I call it the Cherry Blossom Island. It's a great place to farm clay and also bamboos. Aside from that, just more farming at home. I want to buy the entire crit bonus armor set, the red samurai armor set, before I head and unlock the main dungeon. I then place the squids that I've captured inside my refinery so we can start making some inks. And with this, we can now upgrade our very first tool. And what I decided on is my glaive. I really like this thing. So yeah, tier upgrade. And we can also add another enhancement slot on this. And my plan is to add weighted. It's already pretty fast, so giving it like 60% base damage would be really nice. And after gathering all the money that I needed, I can now buy, well, not the entire set, but some of it. I wasn't really patient, so I decided to just unlock the main dungeon of Ame Island, and we can start this adventure in the dungeon. So there wasn't really any obstacles in this dungeon. It was just straight up fighting this thing called the Void Eater. It's a giant version of those crab things that does so much damage. And yeah, at the start of the fight, my main goal is to break all of the eggs so that it doesn't keep spawning enemies that we need to deal with. So this thing actually hits like a truck, and in order for me to survive, either I need to roll away or block its attack with my shield. And once he attacks and I block it, I can now freely hit once before it tries to attack again. So it's basically a test of skill, whether I can dodge properly or block properly. So yeah, honestly, I've been struggling with my life because this is my first time fighting this. But I eventually get used to its attack pattern and get used to like how to block or stuff. So we will survive longer. Also, after getting his health almost to like 40%, it now started like summoning allies. So I need to take care of the allies while also thinking of like blocking the boss. But we're very close to defeating it already though. Still, the allies also like hits like a truck, so everything is very dangerous in this situation. But thankfully, we have our lifesteal to bring our health back. So no problem at all as long as I block most of their attacks. So my strategy involves like waiting for this guy to summon more, and I would like try to hit him with all that I have. But there's something that I actually did not expect. He will eat his babies, so he can heal like 500 HP per baby, and that's pretty annoying. He keeps healing up. So yeah, when he calls more babies, I just try my best to like kill him as fast as I can. It is already very close to killing him, but I should deal with the babies as well. But anyways, we have defeated it and we have conquered the dungeon, and for our reward is the last piece of the Oni armor set, which would be the helmet. So now we have the entire armor set, and look how fast I am. Even with the weighted on my weapon, it's very fast. It's crazy. I don't really need this much speed in my life right now, so I'm still buying like the crit bonus armor set. I fought it again because this thing actually drops a lot of void essence, and I need more in order to enchant my future armor set. And after earning enough money from all the farming that I've been doing, I then bought the remaining items that I haven't yet on the armor set that I'm planning to use. So now we're the Red Samurai. And as I said previously, I enchanted all of these with lightweight. Lightweight basically increases my movement speed by 3% while decreasing the roll cooldown by 15%. So 15 times 4 should be around 60%. So that means we're almost close to like negating the negative effects from the shield. We just need like an extra 40%. So basically, without the shield, I can roll infinitely without any cooldown. Well, there is still some like little amounts of cooldown, but still, I can roll like so fast. And after all the upgrades, I am now ready to face the final dungeon at Bridgewater Island. All I need to do now was just warp inside. And we have arrived at our destination, the heart of the Lightstone. So if you're thinking it's gonna be straight up a boss fight, there's actually a lot of things we need to do first before we can fight this thing. So yeah, we'll be doing that. So the first area we need to enter is called the Labyrinth. It is filled with volcano. I think all the 3 areas is filled with volcano. So our mission here is to defeat all the enemies that are present before we can deactivate something that would, like, I guess, trigger the lowering the defense of the big giant ball of light that we saw earlier. So one thing I did not account for was I haven't upgraded my pickaxe yet, and I would need to destroy those towers as well because they are considered enemies. So I did not really know that yet, so I just press on right now and I continue to slaughter the enemies here until I reach like the lever or something that deactivates the thing. This was honestly a pretty hard dungeon, so I died a couple of times because I kept falling on lava, or like I just randomly die from something. It's very annoying. I eventually reached the final area and found the keystone that I need to activate, but sadly I need to kill all the enemies to unlock, and the only enemy remaining are the towers, so I need to upgrade my pickaxe first, so I got to leave this place for now. So I went back to the island with the tungsten ores, and I'm so glad that they have respawned already so I can farm them and then make more bars and upgrade our pickaxe. I also made sure to upgrade my axe. I'm not really sure if this is needed for the final dungeon, but I just wanted to make sure. I then went back for the second time and destroyed the same monsters again because, you know, they respawned because I left and came back. But at least now I can break the towers. I can also break those ballistas if needed, if there are some here. And finally activated the first keystone. Let's go, 2 more to go. The next place we entered was the Pits of Hell. If we step on lava, we don't instantly die, but we do take a lot of damage and burn up. So that's pretty annoying. This place is filled with those lightning shrimps, so it's gonna be a very dangerous place because those lightning shrimps really hurt a lot. And I think I haven't encountered this one yet. It's those big monsters that stomp the ground and like grow spikes. But it's the fire versions of them and they erupt like volcano when they stomp. But yeah, we have a very strong glaive on our hand, so we can easily deal with them. So same as the previous area, all we really need to do here is eliminate all the monsters. And I swear, this thing, you know, the monster that I hate the most are spawning from the eggs. And oh my god, it's really dangerous because they do so much damage. I'm kind of thinking that I may have enchanted my armor wrong. Maybe I should have enchanted it with extra armor or maybe extra health. I might survive longer. But yeah, I just use my shield to block and then wait for my cooldowns to finish and then just keep striking them with my skill, targeting the eggs so they don't keep spawning. But honestly, the main threat right here are the fire brutes. So yeah, once that's done, once we've killed the last remaining monsters, we can activate the keystones. For the last area, it's called the Stronghold. And oh my god, there's this blue flaming thing. It looks really scary and it burns me up as well. It's actually the monster that shoots like flaming missiles, but it's on a different color. Still, I swear, burning in this game hurts a lot, so I really should avoid like being burned. And take a look at the final area. It's being guarded with 2 of those void trolls. So I gotta be really careful here. I just try to like avoid getting damaged because honestly, they hurt a lot. So I gotta like run, like kite them. Each time I have an opportunity, I do strike them. I slowly kill the enemies. There are no eggs really to keep spawning them. So all I really need to do was just kill them one by one until everything is dead. And honestly, to my surprise, the troll actually died so fast that I did not need to put that much effort on it. And after killing every last one, I have activated the third keystone. So it's now finally time for the boss fight. I did not really collect all the tablets, so I can barely read this thing. So I don't really know what it says, but let's unlock it. And it's time for the final fight. This is the Lightstone Heart. Oh, it lights! Oh my god. Different one. Also, for emergencies, we can have the... we don't really need light right now. Oh, he doesn't really have a lot of HP, doesn't he? Is it gonna fall again? Okay, we're like halfway there. What is that? Huh? What? What do I do? I think hit it towards a light stone. Oh my god. No, this is annoying. How do I deal with this? Or I just ignore it? Oh. Oh, thank god we have potions. I think we just ignore that. There we go. Okay, I'm bringing it down again. Oh wait, what? Come on, mega crit or something. Proc that really strong attack for me. Oh my god, it did not. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. Hey, 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 don't kill me. What's happening? Oh my god. Woof. Is it its ultimate move or something? Okay, you're down, I think. This is the okay, not yet. Yes! We have defeated the Lightstone. Now what? Final quest completed. Oh wow, there's a lot of shards. What do we get? What's this? Crown? Oh. The compressed core of a Lightstone meteor shaped into a crown. Wow. So 100% elemental block damage. That's crazy. So yeah, I think that was it, guys. That was the final boss and we have beaten the game. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you have enjoyed your stay here and don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Bye now!